What's good, y'all? We back with another episode of Highnoon. Get y'all favorite up and coming artists. Really my friends. Feel me? So much potential, so much talent. I feel like their stories need to be heard, need to be put out there. We here with Baby Sphinxx, very good friend of mine. We're gonna talk to her for a little bit, see what she about. She looking fly. She looking fly. Ain't she fresh?
I'm always fresh. Don't fucking play with it, nigga.
She ain't lying. And don't play with her. Sphinx.
This big baby Sphinx in this bitch. Should I cuss? Can I not cuss? Can I cuss?
You can say whatever you want.
This big baby Sphinx in this bitch. I ain't gonna care. I'm a little faded, but I'm turned. You did. For a barring. You go back the long way, real strong way. That shit.
Shout out, Mother Tuskegee.
Oh,
Her centennial year. You going to homecoming?
Hell yeah, this is my first homecoming as an alumni.
Me too.
I'm ready to go just act the ass.
Hey,
straight asshole, like
100. That's all I gotta say. 100 years. Come on.
straight like that.
Let's get right into it though. You feel me? Your music beginnings. That's where I want to start out. I want to know what really got you into doing what you're doing today. Cause when I met you, right, you was in that transitioning phase. You was in the Marching Crimson Pipers band. You was all about music already. So around the time I met you, you was talking about, yeah, I'm about to start doing music. I was like, okay. And then a few months later, Baby Sphinxx came about. Tell me about that period of time.
Alright, so I started rapping when I was 7. This shit been in me. I ain't gonna cap. It's always been something that I loved. Hold on. Shit. Okay, fuck that shit. It's, we gonna cut that off. It's always been something that I loved. Music has always been my therapy. My dad's a DJ, so that had a really big influence on me in music. And when I went to school, I was in the band.
Mm-hmm.
I was section leader, the trumpets, and I thought I loved the band so much, but I realized I love music so much. So I took 2 years off of school. I dropped out. I went back because there wasn't no money in the real world. That shit fucked up. You gotta have some certain qualifications, or you gotta know what you're doing to get the money that you want to live life that you want to live. So I went back. But before that, it was everybody that I was approached by. It was, do you do music? Do you do this? Do you do that? And it was just like, I'm making this shit for fun. I made my first song in my kitchen when I was 16. Like, I recorded it. Like, when I was with my dad, I used to turn down the radio just to hear me freestyle on that shit. I used to have real ass rap battles in school, like, and it's just cause I love music. I feel like it's one of the purest ways to express yourself. I used to write hella poetry, and it was just like poetry without thinking, without trying to make it make sense, without trying to make it hit or some double entendre or something like that. Like, I'm just getting in that hole and I'm just saying what it is. And I always loved it about that. Like, when I was growing up, I was a headphone kid. And I always had the headphones. You could never see me without my earphones. Like, and it was because that's how I cope through my problems.
Was
So
the music?
yeah. So when I started doing music, it wasn't for everybody else. But I met so many people that told me I should release it because so many people can relate to what I'm saying. And that kind of changed the game for me. Cause before then, everything was just for me. It was just an outlet. But knowing that I could trust other people, and that it changed the game for me, and that got me where I'm at right now.
So before even recording music, spoken word, was you like getting that off your chest by performing it?
I never performed it. I would just write it. I write it in my iPhone notes. I keep it. I compartmentalize, and I ain't gonna lie. That's probably one of my biggest faults is I don't really say what's going on or what's how I'm feeling.
Mm,
I just write that shit down, and it gives me the fulfillment that I need.
I
You
see.
know.
So that's kind of like what recording your own music does for you.
Yeah, like it's dead as a therapy session. If something pisses me off, if somebody pisses me off, you know, I
Just
can
go to
just get in
work.
that shit. I can let that shit go, and I'm gonna feel so much better
Mm,
by the end of that recording session. Like I'm gonna just, and I'm be like, I let that shit go off because I guess in my head, like if I made that shit about you, you know it's about you. Like I'm gonna say some shit to where you know you said that to me, or you know, you know what's going on. So like,
and if y'all ain't know, Baby Sphinxx records her own music. She engineers her own tracks,
shit like that.
so she could anytime she wants. You feel me? What's how does that how does that how has learning that helped you become like more expressive in your art?
I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like I've worked with many talented engineers, but you can't hear what's in my head.
Mm,
You can't hear what I'm thinking. So I'm trying to tell you to do this, and you doing that. It's pissing me off. So now I'm trying to motherfucking get you to understand what I'm saying, but your brain don't work how I work. So
they can't see your
being
vision.
when I became my own middleman, I feel like I've started creating a whole nother caliber of music.
Mm,
Like, and I ain't even did shit yet. Like, it's on some shit to where I don't have to ask nobody. I don't have to explain to nobody what I'm feeling or what I want. I can do it myself.
word. You just experimenting at
Yeah,
that point.
like with my background and my past, with my dad being a DJ, I already knew that it's like if you want something, you got to take it in your own hands.
Yo.
You can't wait on nobody. You can't ask nobody. You got to do what you want to do
Mm-hmm.
and make that shit your reality. And I was tired of sitting around fucking with niggas, especially because the way I'm looking, how I look, niggas keep want to fuck me. I'm like, y'all niggas look like a bag of dirt. Y'all niggas look like garbage. So I can't even I can't even fuck with the shit for real. So it's just like I had to create my own pathway.
Mm.
So I'm not gonna sit here and lay out what somebody think they made for me. You ain't write no lyrics. You ain't find these beats. You ain't doing shit but pressing 3. If you
I know what you
record, you
did,
know what
nigga.
3 mean. 3 mean record. You ain't doing shit. And I'm tired of letting niggas in and they ain't really benefiting me.
So that leads right into my next question about balancing. Like, what has it meant to balance your personal life with your music career?
I ain't gonna lie, my music career is my personal life.
Mm.
Like what I say in my songs, that's what I'm going through. I feel like if I couldn't make songs about my life, I wouldn't be making music at all.
Wow.
Like, I ain't gonna lie, my life has been crazy. Real shit. My homegirl calls me, my best friend, and she says, you live life like a white girl.
What
Go
does that
straight to the
mean?
white girls.
What does that even
I'm
mean?
gonna tell you what it means. I don't want to get canceled, but I'm gonna say what it is.
Uh oh.
I feel like when you live life with a little cushion, it's not everybody. but it's some of them. And
With
she
a little
live life a
cushion.
little different. And I think I live life with a cushion, but it's not no cushion. It's just me.
Mm.
I live life. I really don't give a fuck what anybody else got to say and what anybody else got to think. Like, I'm gonna do what I feel. Some of my best friends say I live life like a white girl. It made me think about my white homegirls, and I'm like, what you mean? Like, what you mean by that? You know?
What do you mean by that?
And it's just like, I'm gonna go for what I want. I'm gonna do what I want to, and I ain't gonna cap. Sometimes I done got white girl wasted, and I hate when that's like looked at as like a negative thing, cause like they be turned, and I eat that shit up every goddamn time, cause I be turned. Like, I love that how you can live life with no regrets, cause I feel like that's how we supposed to live.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so when I go out and I do my thing, I'm not thinking about the past, and I'm not thinking about the future. I'm thinking about the moment. I feel like we got lost in it a lot. Like, I'm gonna just do what I gotta do, and I'm just gonna live how I wanna live. And either you fuck with it or you don't. If you don't, you gotta go. I got so many people that do. You know.
That this energy that I'm feeling right now coming from you. Would you say Pixels is a lot like that? Your latest project.
And I'm like, I feel like Pixels was turned.
Mm.
The Pixels just scratched the surface.
Mm.
When I made Pixels, I wanted to make a summer vibe. Like, that was a thought. That shit was supposed to release like a month before it released. Like, shit be happening, life be lifing. But like, it was just supposed to be like some fun. You know, that's what I thought about when I made Pixels. The actual song Pixels, I made that after the whole project was done. Cause I couldn't get the word pixels out my brain. Because when I said in the song, my life in a movie, animated, it's like pixels.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little faded. Y'all give me some grace. Um, that's how I feel. Life be moving, and I made that song just to have a good time, you know, cause shit be going, shit be shitting straight defecation in your goddamn mouth. You can't swallow that shit up, man. This ain't no two girls in one cup. I spit that shit out. You dig? When I made Pixels, it was just like, shit. I just wanted to have a good time. Because a lot of people that know me, I'm all about having a good time. But do I feel like that's me? Nah. Do I feel like it's a part of me? Yeah. I feel like I got a lot of different layers that the world has yet to see.
Definitely. You was showing me a few tracks on the way here, and I was like, damn. And each of them, each one was different.
Yeah, that's what I pride myself in, is being different. I feel like everybody want to be the same person. Everybody want to be the same entity.
Mm.
If you're really talented, you want to confine yourself to a box. And there's no shade to anybody that's running that shit now, but it's a push. I feel like you got more in you. Like, when you got fans, they gonna fuck with you because of who you are and what you represent and what you bring. They're not gonna fuck with you off the type of music you make. I feel like I make music for real music lovers. I love every genre of music. And that's why I dabble into every single one.
Not just the hip hop, not just the
Yeah.
rap.
It's how I express myself.
Right.
What the fuck I look like trying to confine myself to one cadence? No shit. You know what I'm thinking about. Trying to confine myself to one style. That shit dumb. Bitch like me, I can't be comprised in a sentence. I can't be comprised in a fucking paragraph. And I try to show up for the people like me. We could never be categorized. And we always break the mold. So I do it for people like that. Because you're going to hear every project. I want you to not know what you're going to expect. I want you to be thinking, what the fuck Sphinx gonna do now? Because that's what I pride myself off of. Being different. I always been different since I was younger, and I never let that stop me from being me. Because the day I let somebody or some people stop me from being me, that's the day I'm not living true to myself. And I can only live in my image.
Preach. You spitting. You spit. I'm not gonna. You spitting. I wanna ask you. I wanna ask you about experimenting with your different sounds. Like when you said, okay, I'm gonna do this music shit. What did you first go in with doing? Like, was it rap? Was it R&B? And then from there, what made you say, I want to do this and that? Because you have this and this and that.
When I first started, I was a very conscious rapper.
Awesome.
On some Kendrick shit. Everything I said, I'm trying to.
I remember that era. That era. And that was his Sphinx, though.
Yeah, it was his Sphinx.
That was his Sphinx.
What I had to think about was, who am I really as a person? And as much as I love that conscious shit, I'm not conscious 24/7. A lot of times I don't give a fuck. And I'm a motherfucker. And so I went from making music, instead of confining myself in a box, I went to making music about how I feel. No more confinement. But I feel went to different eras, different genres every time. Sometimes I feel like I want to make a rock song. Sometimes I feel like I want to make a trap song. Sometimes I want to make an R&B song and I want to make you feel that shit. Sometimes I want to go straight off. And one of my things, like I remember I was dating a nigga back in the day. I ain't gonna care if he ain't went nowhere. I went out and left him. I ain't gonna say his name though. It was on some shit like, he told me that I need a niche. I said, fuck that. When you think about the greats, when you think about people that really broke the barrier, when you think about Drake, you think about Nicki, and you think about Lil Wayne, them niggas tapped into many genres. It's not about what you think the people gonna accept, because at the end of the day, people know what good music is. You're not making shit to go viral. You're not making shit to make people pick that up. You're making shit to pick up what real shit is. And so all I can do is be as real. All I can do is say how I'm feeling. So whatever beat best encapsulates that, that's what I'm hopping on. That's what I'm gonna say what I gotta say on.
So you let your feelings guide you into these different lanes.
Oh, absolutely. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I wouldn't see the point in being an artist if I just wanted to put on a facade.
And that's what a lot of people do. You know what I'm saying?
That's why they ain't going nowhere. That's why a lot of people peak and then they got hella YouTube videos about they fall off. Because I feel like a lot of people are talented, but they don't tap into their talent. I feel like a lot of people want to touch on what they want to say, but they don't do it. And one thing about me, my favorite artists are XXXTentacion, rest in peace to his soul. Juice WRLD, rest in peace to his soul. Because it's just, I'm going to say what I got to say. I'm going to live how I want to live, and I'm going to do what I want to do. And at the end of the day, it's going to be good music. You can't ever turn on my songs and be like, this shit garbage. You can't never do that. So I feel like the best way is to reach people that's like me. Like,
word.
I feel like people get so caught up in the streams and what they think people would like instead of being themselves. And it's just like, be yourself. If it's meant for you, it's going to be meant for you. If it's not going to be. And like a motherfucker like me, music been in me since I was younger. My mom probably the best beatboxer I know. No cat. What's that beatboxer name?
I don't know.
She better than him. No cap.
She said Biz Markie.
Like how I grew up, I just grew up rapping. Motherfuckers just used to started beatboxing. I'm 7, 8. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm just going off the dome, off the brain. Like, it's just
So how did that upbringing and that attitude that you have for this
how did it affect
go?
me?
How did it affect you when you began to start
I ain't
performing?
gonna cap. I think it's a very monumental like step that I took. Like I remember when I went in my parents' room and I said I wanted to do music. I was crying. I was crying, bro, because I felt like I was living for everybody else. And I was like, you know what? I'm living for me now.
How long ago was this?
Yeah. I was 21. Yeah. Don't ask me about the years, man. I'm faded. But shit, I remember it was about 2 years back. And I was like, this ain't it. And they were nothing but receptive. With my dad being a DJ, my mom used to be a model. They understood where I was coming from. I remember they asked me, they was like, what's your end goal? The money, I'm like, the money always gonna be nice. Ain't nobody ever gonna turn down the money.
Mm.
But my real goal is touching people, you know, turning something on that you can relate to, and I say something and you feel it too to make you want to say it.
That's
You
so
know, like
real.
my music, the only thing that made me start dropping that shit is I met so many people that told me to stop dropping that shit. I was not just sitting in the crib like, oh, I need to make music. Like I made my first real song when I was 16 in the kitchen of my crib. But I was never thinking like, oh, I'm about to do this, I'm about to do that. But everything just been coming to me in fruition. How can I not? How can I not take it serious? How can I not do that? You know?
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's had a big impact. My parents, I'm just like my mom and I'm just like my dad.
That's dope to have. Like I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know if people really understand. Like there's not a lot of support when it comes to your parents. Like especially when it comes to this creative shit. There's that surface level support, like yeah, and then there's that deeper support that's like I'm a I'm gonna look out for you while you're doing this because I understand. Like I'm a fucking invest in you, whether it be monetary, whether it be time, like bringing you to shows and shit, bringing you to shit where you could network with people, like just to further yourself in that. Like it's not a lot of people who have that. You feel
And I'm
me?
gonna keep it a buck though. My parents never invested in me monetarily. My mom said she paid for a music video, but I ain't hit her up about it yet. Um,
Well, how does
my
how does that make
dad,
you feel?
I mean, they give me support in real life. And what I will say is, I'm gonna say this to every parent: never try to rule your child's life.
I'm
You
gonna have
gotta
to put a
understand.
bomb drop right there.
For real. This a fucking different generation, baby. My grandma was a sharecropper. She's writing her autobiography.
Mm.
I read it all the time. She only got to take a bath one time out the week. It was number 7, which is crazy. That's my favorite number. It's my number through all my athletics.
Mm.
They didn't have no power. They didn't have no running water. But from her eyes, she see the good in it. And from her eyes, she just want me to see it. She just want me to get a good job. I played her my music for the first time. She couldn't even believe it was me. You know, you can't live your life in the past, baby. We in the 21st century. Baby, we got iPhones. We got FaceTime. This shit is completely insane. And one thing I appreciate about my parents is they acknowledge it. But also another thing I say about my parents is our relationship didn't happen over time. Me
Mm.
and my parents got into it so much. I'm talking about I done been choked up on the wall. I done punched holes in the wall. We didn't got into it for real. Cause I always been the person that say what the fuck I gotta say. We get into it, we get into it, but it's still all love. So like you can't let that shit stop you from what you wanted to do. Because if it's real love, they're gonna accept you and they're gonna accept where you at. Like my parents have done. Like you can't let shit hold you down. Do what you want to do and don't ever second think it, because the day that you do, that's the day you decide to live with regret. And I decided I ain't gonna live no life with no regret. What I'm doing is what I'm doing. What I say, what I do. How I move is what I say. Word is bond.
Word is bond. She just said word is bond. Hey. we gonna wrap this up after this last question. It's funny that you had just said something about iPhones and technology and shit. You know what I'm saying? My question was, what role do you think technology and social media play in the music industry today?
Oh, I ain't gonna cap. I think it has a super big ass influence. I think sometimes it's a great thing and sometimes it's a bad thing because we blow out people that's trash as fuck. I ain't gonna say no names, but these motherfuckers definitely garbage. Um, Garbage as fuck.
That
Call the trash man.
garbage.
Take that shit out. Um, but I do think it's a good thing. Um, on my particular experience, it adds a lot of pressure. I was never a big technological person before then. I mean, I was always on that shit, but now like I got a post, I got a fuck that shit, nigga. I just want to drop that music, but now it's another factor that comes in, and I think it really uplifts people, but sometimes I think it's in some cases where people just not good enough, and they'll trick you because the motherfucker look good. You think they hard, and they come out garbage, straight garbage.
When did you realize that you can't be on that, man, fuck this posting and shit? Like when did that shift happen?
I don't care. When I first started music, when I first met my manager, and I realized how much of an influence it has. It does have a real influence. I
It
post a
does.
story with my song on it, more people gonna listen to it. I post a post with my song on it, more people gonna listen to it. I mean, I didn't got on fucking TikTok live. I done made over 1K just doing shit. Like that shit does work. But it's irritating because I just want to focus on the music, man.
Mm.
I don't want to focus on this facade. I don't want to try to give y'all the type of life I'm living. You know, I'm me. I can never be anything other than Sphinx. So a lot of times I don't think, pull out my camera, take this picture, make a video, because I live in the moment. And I had somebody that hit me up when I dropped my EP and was like, "You so mysterious and elusive. It was so good to look into like what you really feel."
Mm.
Because I'm not just thinking like, "Oh, let me show all these people like I fuck with my fans. I love y'all. I love everybody." That's kept me going. But at the same time, it's just like shit. Sometimes I just don't think about that. I'm a very in the moment ass person. Shit, my phone on 4 right now, 4%. Like
She ain't lying.
I don't be thinking about that. I think about what's going on right now, and
Cause you can always charge the phone back up.
I think sometimes we lose that thought to where social media is great, but what's even greater is living it real time,
Mm-hmm.
real life. When motherfuckers get into it, when shit going down, like why is our first instinct to pull our phone out?
We
I
feel
think
like we
that's
gotta
one of the realest
capture that.
things we need to. But I think we going into the technological age. Like I love that. I love AI. I love what we've learned, what technology can do for us. But we got to make it work for us and not make it our whole life.
Mm.
I got friends that just stay in the house. Only connections they make is online on the interweb,
Mm.
and it's just like, my nigga, you think niggas live online? We the nigga in real life.
Tell
And
them to
shit
go
really
touch some
go there. It
grass.
really get tired. I'm really on there. I'm really riding on top of cars. I'm really hanging out windows. But I ain't got that shit on record because I'm living, you know? So I encourage people to not get too stuck in your phones, I ain't gonna lie. I be in that shit. I be trying to see what's going on outside of stuff that's out my reach. But I think the problem is people, they take that reach away and they let that be their whole life.
Mm.
And there's so much more. That's why catfish is a thing.
Catfish. Look, Black Mirror done showed us a few things. I want to ask you about your most memorable interaction that you've had with a fan.
The most memorable interaction that I had with a fan is about 2 years ago when I dropped my first EP. I have a song called Misery where I talk about suicide. And I showed up hella late. I gotta do better with that. I be trying my best. Uh, and when I showed up, she was leaving. She was so excited to see me. I think her name was Haley. And she was
Shout out
like,
Haley.
she said, "Are you performing Misery?" She started quoting the lyrics to me. She was like, "'Cause life's not fair, you know?" And that shit really hit. I wasn't performing that shit. Put that shit on the lineup just for her. Just to make her smile. And
That's so
I mean, the
sweet.
performance went. That was the point to where it hit to where I'm touching people and I don't even know. That was the whole reason for I started this shit. When I told you I had that mental breakdown, I busted in my parents' room. I'm like, I mean, my parents not even together. He just happened to be on the phone with my mama. She was on speaker. I was like, this is what I want to do.
Mm.
And it was like, is it the money? Is it this? Is it that? I'm like, I just want to do what music has always done for me. I just want to touch people. I want to be there. So seeing that shit full focus and I ain't even all the way made it yet, that shit hit a different part of my heart.
Would you say that interaction right there influenced any of your music after that?
I ain't gonna cap. No, it didn't. But it did make me think. It made me realize that what I'm putting out isn't just for me.
Mm.
Even though I make songs for just for me, I got over 100 songs that's just for me. But I got songs that's just for y'all too. That's for me and it's for y'all. And it made me more meticulous on what I put out. Because I wasn't even going to put Misery out. But it just made me think like, I'm at a point to where it's just not about me.
Mm.
When I first started music, I realized it wasn't just about me. And that's what makes it hit. I'm going to always wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm going to always be real. But what really makes it hit is knowing that I touch the people that listen to it, that I can hear it and you can relate to it. That I hear it and it's what's going on in which, like your life too, because we are different, but we are really the same.
Mm.
And I think when we realize that, the world really gonna have a change.
Baby Sphinxx. Baby motherfucking Sphinxx. Thank you. Let me give you a hug. Let me give you a hug.
I ain't standing up. Hey, it's baby. Damn, you fucking the shit up. God damn, put the shit back on the goddamn shit.
Look, I'm a professional picture framer person.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I ain't gonna cap, man. Stream everything I got.
See how easy that was?
It would be easier if you ain't knock it down.
Shut up. That's my dog right here.
I ain't gonna put the first one in there when you fuck this shit up. But
I ain't gonna cut that out. That's going in there.
Nah, though, like streaming shit, fuck with me. I try to do this shit for the people, man. Like, try to do this shit for us. I'm not trying to live a life. I don't want to be one of those people that transcend. I want to do this for us because we need that. The way hip hop, the way it is now. No shade, but we need that.
So where can the people find you at? What's your? Let me get your handles for the people.
It's Babysphinxx, BABYSPHINXX. Let me say it one more time for the people that act like their ears don't work. BABYSPHIINXX, bitch. Babysphinxx, you dig? I love being turned. I love sharing. I love connecting. Connect with me.
You heard her. I'm C4. This is Highnoon, episode 2. And we out here. Make sure you hit that like. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hit that motherfucking bell so you can know when the next episode is coming out or the next piece of my life that you're gonna enter into.
Hear all that shit.
All that shit.
Everything. All that. I need all that.
All that. Let me get a shot.
Oh God.